Hey, Facebookers. Today we are going to talk about the number 3 and 4 skill that any salesperson, people in sales, customer relationships, having a product or service should have. Hi, I'm Johan Van Ardi, coming to you live from beautiful Kauai on this beautiful afternoon. The sun is out, and I'm just about to run out here and go jump on my paddleboard and go paddle a little bit, and also go body surf a little bit. Some people might see this and say, well, I'm not in sales. Most of it, what we're doing in life is selling, even if we are getting our kids to do a chore for us or going to bed or pick up their toys behind. You need to sell them on something, and you need to sell them on what the consequences are if they don't pick up the toys, for example. So in anything in life, when you're talking to your spouse and your friends, you are always selling, so to speak. Even if you're telling them about this movie that you watch, or like the Mars series that I really like very much. So we are talking about the number 3 and 4 skills that any person should have. So last week we talked about, it's already on our blog at johanvanardi or rugbydude.com. If you click on our website and blog, it's the latest and greatest one there, and I discussed the first 2 most important skills. So today we are going to talk about specifically a couple notes that I made here is that it's 2 things: finding a problem and questions. So you need to find a problem, because without finding a problem, you will not be able to solve something. And if you not solve something, you cannot really get somebody to use your product or service. So let's use a simple example. I had trouble sleeping for a long time, and then I also had some joint pain from several knee surgeries I've had and other things. So I started using hemp oil subscribed to me or told to me by my naturopath doctor. I started using it, and it worked really good. But he knew that I had a problem. I shared it with him. He told me about it, and it fixed my problem. So you need to find out what your product or service can do for other people, and don't just tell them what it can do, but find out what they're struggling with in relation to what your problem is, or service, what your product or service can do for them. And as we very commonly say, no problem, no sale. Anything you really do, even if people want to go on vacation, if you're a travel agent, you can sell your services to them. And so the problem is they don't know where to go, they don't know what to do, they're trying to do it all themselves, it takes a long time, and you as a travel agent can help them with that. So you need to find the problem. Then now the critical thing is, how do you find the problem? You find the problem by asking very good questions. And your questions you can have different kind of questions. You can have an open-ended question where you say, make a suggestion and have them fill in the gaps. And then you can also have leading questions where you lead them. And my friend Chris Stedman calls it high gain questions, following the path to the sale that will get you there, find their problem, and get them to see why they need your product or service. You can also do argumentative questioning. And argumentative questioning can be to move people in an emotional state to be welcome to your product, but it can very easily also be the thing that if you push too hard and you argue, then all they will do is they'll veer away from you, and the energy that you project will just push them further away. Sometimes it is just better to say something and then pull back and then find them coming to you. That is a key thing about sales. But for me, I find that we are all busy and live busy lives. After some open-ended questions, I really like to do leading questions. And I don't typically like to do argumentative questions. I'd rather do a takeaway kind of question, because if it's not for them, don't try to convince them. There's enough other people out there that will purchase your product or service. So find high-gain questions that lead you on the path to the sale step by step. Get them to see why they need to do that. So hope you guys got great value out of this. We are doing a 10-part series 20 key sales essential skills that any person in sales should have. And we are doing about 2 videos a week, typically on a Tuesday and typically on a Thursday. And then you can afterwards read it on my blog. So thanks to those of you for joining. I wanted to give you a call to action, something to specifically do. And I highly recommend getting any of Brian Tracy's audiobooks. It's really, really good for salespeople. And then also there's a book called Unlimited Selling. But what I really like from Brian Tracy is his Audible book. And I find that I can get so much more in. Listening to it is his Audible book, Advanced Selling Strategies. And it's all about not really making more money. It's about serving the client first. And then if that happens and you do that, you are going to make more money anyway. It comes automatically with that. So another call to action, to learn how to talk to people and find good questions, I offer for free on my website our social media recruiting blueprint. And that really teaches you how to ask the right kind of questions. So if you want to hear more about that, type something in the comments below, and it's like, I want the social media recruiting blueprint, or send me the blueprint, and I will message you the link to get that. Always, always work on your skill. Whether you are not in sales, but you are in sales with your family or your friends or other things like I mentioned earlier, you are always in sales. So always hone that skill, because it will make life so easier, much easier for you. And it's not trying to always convince people to get them to do what you want. It's just a way of communicating better and clearer. I hope this gave you great value. I'm off, gonna go jump in the blue water here in beautiful Kauai. If you liked what the content, please tap the screen and give us hearts and likes, even when you're watching the replay. And for those of you watching right now, and please share that on your page, as it will show me you got great value of this. This is Johan Van Ardi signing off. Take care. Aloha.
You can find more great branding, marketing, and prospecting tips just like these over at johanvanardi.com. And remember to pick up a free copy of his daily 4-step Aloha laptop lifestyle cheat sheet. We'll see you over there.